Bright Cutie. Every student matters.
Hello my dear students. Today we will be taking up this chapter Fair Play. Now what does this suggest? Fair means appropriate, or you can say treating each person or side equally according to the law, the rules of the society or the rules of a country or state, whatever the authority is. So fair means something which is equal to both the parties, both the sides, right? And play means game. So probably this suggests that some decision or some kind of, favor, not favor I would say, a decision has been taken which is fair to both the parties. The chapter would suggest a game which is fair to both the people, right? Let us read the chapter.
Before we read the chapter, let us read what's written here. What is the chapter about? Has your best friend ever done something you thought was wrong? What did you do then? Did you keep quiet or did you tell your friend what you thought? Read the story about two friends who had decided what was more important, friendship and enmity, or a sense of what is right and what is wrong. I'm sure we all have good friends, very, very close buddies whom we share everything with. So this chapter is about two close friends, two close buddies, and something went wrong and they decided to, this chapter is to find out whether they decided to keep mum and keep their friendship alive, or to stand for the right. So let us read what is there in the chapter. Juman Sheikh and Algu Chaudhary were good friends. So strong was their bond of friendship that when either of them went away from the village, the other looked after his family. Both were greatly respected in the village. So there were two people. One was Juman Sheikh and the other was Algu Chaudhary. They were very good friends. Such good friends they were. Their bond of friendship was so strong that either of them, when went away from the village, the other one took care of his family. And both of them, because of their kindness towards each other, because of their such strong bond of friendship, they were greatly respected in the village by the other people, by the folks of the village. Juman had an old aunt who had some property. So Juman Sheikh, she had an old aunt who had some property in the village. This she transferred to him on the understanding that she would stay with him and he would look after her. So she transferred the property, the aunt, she transferred the property on Juman's name on the understanding as in she made a deal with him. What was the deal? That she would be staying with him and he would look after her. He would take care of her. The arrangement worked well for a couple of years. This deal, this kind of arrangement, this worked well for a couple of years. Then the situation changed. After a few years, the situation changed. What happened when the situation changed? Juman and his family were tired of the old relative. Juman became as indifferent to her as his wife, who grudged even the little food that the old lady wanted every day. Both Juman and his wife, they became very, very indifferent towards that old lady. What does indifferent means? Indifferent mean lost interest in or did not care for. Both of them, they stopped caring for the old lady. They stopped providing her good food. Even the basic normal food she was not being provided with. There is a word called as grudged. Let us read this line. Juman became as indifferent to her, indifferent as in he stopped caring, indifferent to her as his wife. His wife was already indifferent to the old lady. Juman too became indifferent. Who grudged even the little food. Grudged means gave unwillingly, felt angry or unhappy about giving. Grudged means she did not want to give the food the old lady wanted, or she felt very unhappy. She did not feel very good about giving anything or probably the food to the old lady, who grudged even the little food that the old lady wanted every day. Now this is a basic necessity. Food is a basic necessity. But Juman and his wife, they became very indifferent, which is they stopped caring for the old lady, and his wife started grudging about giving the food to her, which she wanted. Of course, she wanted for her normal being, for survival. She swallowed these insults along with her food for a few months. She swallowed these insults. What does this mean? Swallowed these insults mean tolerated them. She knew that Juman and his wife are insulting her. They are not caring for her. They are not kind to her anymore. According to the deal, they had to take care of her, but they stopped taking care of her, and she knew, she was sensing everything. She saw everything, but then she kept on, taking it just for the sake of staying there in the house as per the deal. So she kept on swallowing these insults along with her food for a few months. But patience has its limits. After a certain point of time, it was done with her. She felt that I'm done with all these insults. I cannot take it anymore. This is the old lady, and this is Juman and his wife. One day, she spoke to Juman. My son, it is now obvious that I am not wanted in your house. Kindly give me a monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. So, because she understood that Juman is not taking care of her as per the deal, as per the arrangement, she spoke to Juman and said, Son, it is obvious, I know that you both are not taking care of me. You do not want me to stay here in this house anymore. I am not required in the house. So give me a monthly allowance. Monthly allowance means a little pocket money, some fixed amount of money which is to be given every month. So kindly give me a monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. Because she was not getting enough food, proper food to eat. So she said, give me some monthly allowance, I'll set up my own kitchen. My wife knows best how to run the house. Be patient, said Juman shamelessly. Juman replied to her, my wife knows best how to run the house. He said very shamelessly. He said to the old lady, my wife is a better judge. She knows how to run the house. Be patient. You need to just calm down and stay as the way you are staying with us. Whatever is happening, let it be. You don't have to, be panicky about it. My wife knows what is best for the house and what is best for everybody. Be patient. Be calm, said Juman shamelessly. Why did he say shamelessly? Because he was not considerate about her anymore. He was not compassionate about her. This made his aunt very angry, and she decided to take her case to the village panchayat. This statement of Juman, this reaction of Juman made his aunt very angry. She became very furious. She was hurt, of course. She became very angry, and she decided that she'll go in front of the panchayat to get justice. What is a panchayat? Panchayat is kind of a localized court, you can say, in lame terms. You can say a localized court where a group of people sit together, they choose a leader, and when they have some problem, they speak to the leader in front of the other members of the village or the wherever they're staying, and then the leader comes to a decision, and the other members say yes or no about it, whatever the decision has been taken. So panchayat is basically a group of people who elect a leader to take the decision. It is like a court. but in a very local way. For many days, the old lady was seen talking to the villagers, explaining her case and seeking their support. For many days, this lady kept on talking to the villagers, the other folks of the village, and she kept on explaining her case and seeking their support. She kept on, talking about her problem. She kept on asking for support from people because she was in trouble. So she was talking to the other people of the village. Some sympathized with her. Some people showed sympathy towards her. They felt sorry for her. Others laughed at her. Few people laughed at her. And few other advised her to make it up with her nephew and his wife. What happened when she spoke to the people of the village? Few people, they laughed at her. Few people, they really felt sorry for her. But some of them advised her to make it up with his nephew, that means Juman, and his wife. What do you mean by make it up? Make it up means stop quarreling or coming to an agreement with. As in, she should, make it up in the house itself. She should solve the problem in the house itself instead going to the panchayat or talking to the villagers. So she should finish whatever the quarrels are there itself in the house. At last, she came to Algu Chaudhary. Who was Algu Chaudhary? This fellow was Juman's best friend and spoke to him. You know, Chachi, Juman is my best friend. How can I go against him? Algu said. When the old lady, she talked about her plight, she was in such distress. When she talked about all this to Algu Chaudhary, he said, Chachi, Juman is my best friend. Chachi as in old lady. In respect we say, Chachi, Juman is my best friend. How can I go against him? If such a situation comes with us, what do? We would say the same thing. So-and-so is my best friend. How can we go against him or her? So he replied the same. But is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair? So in return, the old lady counter-asked him, Son, is it right to just keep quiet and just keep on seeing whatever is not right and do not speak about it, do not go against it? Is it okay to keep quiet seeing the wrong things happening? Pleaded the old lady. Come to the panchayat and speak the truth, she said. The old lady said to Algu Chaudhary, come to the panchayat and speak the truth. If you come to the panchayat, as I said, panchayat is a group of people, so you should come to that group of people when they are sitting together and talking or discussing about the issue. Please come there and speak the truth. Algu didn't reply, but her words kept ringing in his ears. Algu did not reply. Why? Because he was not very sure about going to the panchayat and speaking the truth, because Juman was his best friend. He did not know, he was confused, he did not know what to do. He could not go against Juman, but his conscience was not allowing her to not speak the truth. But her words kept ringing in his ears. Because he was confused, still the old lady's words of saying, come to the panchayat and speak the truth, it kept ringing in his ears. Then, part 2, what happened next? The panchayat was held the same evening under an old banyan tree. That very evening, the panchayat was held under an old banyan tree. Juman stood up and said, the voice of the Panch is the voice of God. Panch means the leader chosen by the people of a village for the panchayat. This leader takes all the decisions on behalf of the whole village. So this person is called as Panch. So when the panchayat was starting, Algu Chaudhary, Juman stood up and he said, the voice of Panch is the voice of God, which means whatever decision the Panch would take, that would be the last. It is just like the voice of God, as in whatever he will say, we will all abide by it. Abide by it as in we will agree to it. Let my aunt nominate the head Panch. I will abide by her decision. So he said, let my aunt nominate the head Panch. As in, let my aunt decide, or she must come forward and pick up a name or tell a name to who will become the head Panch. I will abide by her decision. Abide means accept. I will accept her decision, whatever decision she takes. See, this is the panchayat. This person is the Panch who is sitting here. The other villagers you all can see, they are sitting around. The panchayat is happening under this banyan tree. So this person, this Panch, he will take the decision on behalf of all the villagers. Probably this is Juman and this is the old lady. Okay. The Panch knows neither friend nor enemy. What do you say to Algu Chaudhary? The old lady announced. The old lady said in a declarative mode, she said, the Panch knows neither friend nor enemy. The Panch is not biased towards anybody. He does not know any enemy or any friend. Whatever decision he will take, it will not be biased either to his friends or to his enemy. He will take the decision in complete welfare, in a very righteous choice, in complete welfare of the village. So she proposed the name of Algu Chaudhary in front of the whole panchayat. Fine, replied Juman, hiding his joy over this unexpected piece of luck. Juman said, fine. He was very, very excited and happy because he was not expecting this kind of luck, because he knew that if Algu Chaudhary will become the head Panch, he will take the decision in his favor. Why? Because they were such good friends. They had such beautiful bond of friendship. So he was very happy and he replied in a very normal manner, fine. Chachi, you are aware of my friendship with Juman, said Algu. Algu said, Chachi, you know that I am so close, I am such a close friend to Juman. So are you still proposing my name?
I know that, replied the aunt. But I also know that you will not kill your conscience for the sake of friendship. Now the aunt says that I know that you are not going to take a wrong decision. You are not going to kill your conscience. What is the meaning of conscience? It means that your inner feeling which tells you that whatever you are doing is correct or not. The part of the mind which tells you whatever you're doing is correct or not. So she says, I know you are going to stand with the truth and not going to take a wrong decision just for the sake of friendship. God lives in the heart of the Panch and his voice is the voice of God. She shows her faith in the panchayat and she says that the Panch, who is the head of the panchayat, God lives in the heart of the Panch, which means that the Panch will take a right decision and will stand with the truth. And whatever he will say, it is the voice of God, because God is not going to say lie. So the Panch is not going to take a wrong decision. She had that faith in the Panch. And the old lady explained her case, and eventually she explained her case.
Juman, said Algu, you and I are old friends. Your aunt is as dear to me as you. Now I am a Panch. You and your aunt are equal before me. What have you to say in your defense? Now that Algu had become the head punch, he said, Juman, though we are good friends and we are very, very old friends and your aunt is very dear to me, but since I am a punch now, I cannot take any kind of decision which is biased to either you or her. Because you are my friend, I cannot take a decision just in favor of you only because you are my friend. So now you and your aunt are equal to me. So if you have to say anything in your defense, you can please say now. 3 years ago, began Juman, my aunt transferred her property to me. So Juman started explaining what happened. So he said, 3 years ago, my aunt transferred her property to me. I promised to support her as long as she lived. He also told that he had promised that the deal was done, that she will transfer her property and he will take care of her till the time she was alive. I have done all I could. There have been a couple of quarrels between my wife and her, but I can't stop it. He said, I have done whatever I could do. There have been a couple of quarrels, there have been a couple of misunderstandings or fights between my wife and my aunt, but I just can't stop it. Now my aunt is claiming a monthly allowance from me. Now my aunt is saying, give me a monthly pocket money or give me a kind of, fixed amount every month. This is not possible. That's all I have to say. He said that this is not possible. I cannot fix an amount for her for every month. It is not possible. That is all I have to say.
Juman was cross-examined by Algu and others. So then Juman was cross-examined. What does cross-examined means? It means to ask somebody questions in a court of law in order to find out the truth, what the truth is. So to ask somebody questions in the court of law to get the truth out of that person. So Juman was cross-examined by Algu and the others who were present.
Then Algu announced, we have gone into the matter carefully. In our opinion, Juman must pay his aunt a monthly allowance or else the property goes back to her. Algu said, since we have thought well about the issue, we have cross-examined everything. Cross-examined means asking counter questions or visiting the place where the aunt or Juman lived, talking to his wife or any kind of witnesses who have witnessed the fight or witnessed the deal, or if there was some paper signed about the deal, whatever it was. They checked all the witnesses and then Algu said that we have gone into the matter carefully. We have checked each and everything and in our opinion, Juman should pay a monthly allowance to his aunt, otherwise the property goes back to her. Means, since Juman is not taking care of her properly, he must pay a fixed amount of money to his aunt every month or the property will be given back to her. Now the two friends were seldom seen together. After this decision, the two friends were seldom seen together, as in there came a rift between them. Rift as in some kind of you can say sadness or irritation, anger, some kind of fight, Cold War types. So they were seldom seen together. Seldom means rarely, very less. They were not seen together much. The bond of friendship between them was broken because of this decision, because Juman had thought that Algu is my friend and he will take a decision in my favor, but Algu took a decision which was right for his aunt because she was an old lady, and as per the deal, Juman was not taking care of her properly. The bond of friendship between them was broken. In fact, Juman was Algu's enemy and wanted his revenge. Juman got so angry or furious about this decision that he thought that Algu was his enemy and he wanted to take a revenge. He wanted to teach Algu a lesson.